It's just been Noah and me since his dad passed in a car accident when Noah was 3. I really tried to be both mom and dad, but between working 3 jobs just to get by in LA and keeping up with his school, I barely had any time to spend with him. So, when the Soccer World Cup semifinal came to town, I jumped on those tickets. It was the week of Noah's 8th birthday, so I figured this would be the ultimate surprise for him as well. My kid's been obsessed with soccer since he was 4, ever since his uncle put a game on and Noah sat there 6 inches from the screen for the full 90 minutes, without even blinking. The morning we left for SoFi, he was up before 6. He had his jersey on and even made me take a bunch of photos of him in front of the car before we even left the driveway. Our seats weren't exactly front row, but we didn't care. Noah spent pretty much the whole first half standing on his chair so we could see better. Honestly, watching him was way more entertaining than the actual game. He was totally locked in, grabbing my arm every time someone almost scored, calling out every player by name and rambling on about their plays like a mini-coach. By the time halftime rolled around, we were both starving. The line at the nearest concession stand was already snaking back into the aisle. I told him I was going to quickly run and grab something, but he needed to stay in his seat.
Do not move an inch. I'll be quick and keep an eye on you, okay?
I made him look at me when I said it. Okay, Mom. He nodded and went back to watching the replay screen. The concession area was way worse than I thought. It was a total traffic jam at the entrance. People were shoving each other, and the line was barely moving. I kept trying to look back towards our seats, but about 10 minutes in, I couldn't see our row from where I was anymore. I kept reassuring myself that Noah was fine. There were people around him and he was old enough to take care of himself, but I still felt uneasy. It took me 15 minutes to fight my way back with the popcorn and drinks. When I finally got there, my seat was empty. My palms immediately started sweating as I looked around at the rows, the aisle, and the concourse behind me. I shouted his name. The woman right next to our seats looked up.
Have you seen my son? He's this tall and he's in the red jersey. Oh, the kid? He went towards the exit tunnel with his dad. Your man said he'd get him some ice cream.
My eyes widened and my blood went cold. I spotted them before she could even finish her sentence. Noah was heading straight for the tunnel, holding hands with some guy I didn't recognize. The man was wearing one of those dark blue stadium jackets you see at every merch booth. Instead of running or doing anything suspicious, he was walking like he really was Noah's father. My son was looking up at him, chatting away innocently. I lost it and screamed Noah's name at the top of my lungs. Noah whipped his head around, but the guy didn't even slow down. He gave one quick glance back before dragging Noah into the corridor and picking up the pace as they disappeared. I climbed over the seats in front of me to get there faster. I sprinted down the corridor, through the ramp, and into the dim half-light of the parking structure. My lungs were on fire, and my heart was pounding, but I didn't stop. My son needed me. The noise from the crowd inside the stadium became muffled. Everything got quieter and darker at the same time. They were about 30 feet ahead of me. I screamed Noah's name again, and this time he tried to stop and turn around, but the man yanked his arm and pulled him forward without breaking stride. I caught up to them in the parking garage and grabbed Noah's free arm. I yanked hard. My son started crying, completely freaked out and confused. The guy dug his fingers into Noah's arm, and my son let out a scream that made my skin crawl. I swung for the guy's gut, but he was too quick. He clocked me right in the jaw. I heard a crack, and everything went white for a second as pain exploded through my face. I barely had enough time to react before he landed another punch straight to my nose. I'd never been hit that hard. I slammed sideways into a car and immediately tasted blood. My vision flickered. Noah was screaming somewhere nearby. The guy had him again and was trying to drag him off, but I had my hand locked onto Noah's sleeve, and I wasn't letting go for anything. He turned back, ready to hit me again, when suddenly, headlights flashed around the corner as a couple of cars pulled in. The guy glanced at the lights and let go of Noah's hand. He swore under his breath and disappeared between 2 cars. I heard his footsteps for a heartbeat before silence fell. I dropped to the ground and held Noah. My nose was bleeding all over his jersey, and he was shaking. I kept holding him until the people from those cars finally reached us. The man called the cops, while the woman helped me stop the bleeding. The police showed up and took our statements. They checked the parking garage footage and got a fuzzy picture of the guy's face, but nothing clear enough to identify him. It's been almost 2 years now, and as far as I know, they never found him. Noah still plays soccer. His love for the game won't let him stop. We haven't talked about that day in a long time, and I don't push it. But he hates crowds now and sticks close to me in public. Sometimes when I go to grab his hand, he grabs mine first. I know he's trying to get over it, but it's hard for a kid that young to process the darkness that filthy stranger showed him. I'm just grateful my son only got a glimpse of it and not the full picture.